back to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I am super excited to get into today's video because today we're getting into how romantic interests, your crush, romantic partners, how do they see you? You know, how do people take your energy? What are they true, their deepest thoughts about you? We're going to get into it. So per usual, my Etsy shop is always linked in the description if you need a private reading. And pause the video if you need more time if I'm going too fast through the piles. But we're going to jump right in. We have group 1 with Sunstone and the Mermaid Tarot. There's that. Group 2 with Green Zebra Stone and the Star Tarot. There's that. Group 3 with Finchonite and the Gilded Tarot Royale. There's that one. And then we have group 4 with the Crystal Visions Tarot and regular Zebra Stone. So again, like I always say, pause the video if you need more time to go through the piles. But other than that, we're just going to jump right into it. All right, if you chose group 1 with the Sunstone Point and the Mermaid Tarot, this is your reading. We're getting into how romantic interests, your crush, your partner, or romantic partners in general, how do they see you? So let's just jump right into the archetype cards to see what type of energy you're giving off. How do people see you? So right out the gate, we got familiarity. This card says we know each other already. This is so funny because immediately I was seeing in my mind's eye, like someone talking to you. People always talk to you and tell you like what they're going through, like strangers, you know what I mean? Like people will lean on you. Like it's like you're at a restaurant and you go to the bathroom and someone's in there and you don't even have to say hi first. People will just start talking to you like they know you, like they trust you. People aren't like reserved when they tell you things, like they kind of like tell you everything right away. And that's all we've got so far. So you could be like messy out here and people just take you as someone trustworthy. That's how people see you. But really like low key, you love the tea, like, but people see you as someone who is kind of familiar. They feel like they already know you. You may get a lot of people saying like, do I know you? Did I go to school with you? Like, we're kind of like staring at you and having like that question mark facial expression. Spirit, please tell me how romantic interests, their crush and partner see them. Ooh. Now this is interesting. Oh yeah, and this is the root of it. We have Moody. This one says, you never know which personality you're going to get with me. So you have a lot of different sides too. I feel like you're someone who has like different placements in all of like your big 3 is like an air, a water, and a fire sign, or earth, fire, and water. Like they're all different because the way people perceive you is like, very multifaceted. Like you're not just someone who's like one way. You're not nice all the time. You're not happy all the time. You're not sad all the time. Like you're someone who like really is kind of like a little hectic. Now this is interesting, and it's attractive, but also it's like attractive and alluring, but also can make people like a little bit scared to get in a situation with you because we have player and non-romantic. So immediately I kind of get this energy where it's like you guys aren't, which is really a good thing. It's like you don't immediately feel like, oh, this could be my future girlfriend, this could be my future boyfriend, my future partner. Like when you meet people, you go in with the intention of having fun, not like the expectation of, oh my God, this is the love of my life. Like unless it's a one-off. For the most part, people see you as kind of hard to read, and they don't get this like super romantic energy from you. It's not like immediately you're calling people like baby, sweetheart, and being super suggestive, unless it's like kids, I feel, or like people who are obviously friends. Like I feel like you treat your friends different from your romantic interest. And I feel like romantic interests may get a little bit jealous of your relationship with your friends or how you treat kids because you're so sweet and loving with them. But when it comes to them, you're like, you're a grown man. I'm not babying you. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. So they kind of like get thrown off, like, okay, what is it? Are you sweet or are you non-romantic? And it's like, well, I'm sweet when it's appropriate, but you're not a child, sir. So that's kind of how it comes through. Player, I'm enjoying playing the field. And then non-romantic, I have no clue how to get you in the mood. I don't feel like that's necessarily the case. I feel, oh yeah. No, this one's from the perspective of the other person. So they don't know how to turn you on. They don't know how to get you excited. And they're kind of at a loss. Like they don't really know how to please you, because it's not like, oh, you know how like, for an example, like on Valentine's Day, what do you first think of, like, in terms of gifts? Teddy bear, flowers, chocolate. Like, that's like the number one main three, right? But with you guys, it's like, that's not necessarily going to make you happy. And it's not that you're going to get pissed off if you get a bouquet of flowers. But at the same time, it's not going to like put you in a super good mood for the day and make you feel really loved and cared about, Like, it needs to be more than that for you. It needs to be tailored to you and specific. Wow. And honestly, the crazy part about this pile group one is the energy of how people take it versus like, it's just that you have depth to you is baffling. Like the fact that people find you so enigmatic when really we should all have depth to us is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so we have giver and unknown. Yeah, and I feel like you give a lot to your friends, a lot to your family. You'll be there for them, even a lot to your romantic partners. I feel like you do, but not before they earn it and not if it doesn't make sense. So like, of course, I'm gonna, a kid gets hurt or scrapes their knee or a kid starts crying because, their feelings got hurt or something like that. I'm gonna be there for that kid. But if you start, tearing up, like you're like, it's not that I don't care, but it's like, it's just not appropriate for me to be doing the most. Like you're grown, you know what I mean? So I feel like people have a hard time understanding you because I don't know, it kind of comes through as people think they can manipulate you and they can't. Giver, I have no problem with sharing. Unknown, we really don't know each other yet. So I feel like people feel like they have to slow down, take their time, and actually listen to what you say, actually have to pay attention to detail to get to know you. You're not someone who's very simple in the sense that I have these 3 interests and they pretty much define my life, and these interests, like, I don't know how, like what to say, like, I don't know, I just feel like you guys have many different interests and different things that you're interested in. Like, for an example, you could be like an IG baddie, but also super into anime. You know what I mean? That's the vibe you get. It's not like, okay, I'm into anime, so I'm super ooh or obsessed with like Asian culture. It's like, no, I'm still an IG baddie, like the baddest. But yeah, I watch a lot of anime, like that kind of energy, like where it's like 2 things that don't make sense at all. And like I said, people have to actually slow down and pay attention to get to know you. So then we have creative and extroverted. Creative, I like creating works of art from my imagination. Extroverted, I'm the outgoing, social, and in your face type. And I feel like it depends from moment to moment. Honestly, it's giving me ambivert energy, and I don't know if there's an ambivert card in this deck. I can't remember, but that's how I take it. Ambivert is essentially like when sometimes you're extroverted and other times you're introverted. It just depends. That's definitely an energy that I get, especially with the moody, the unknown, and it's just kind of like, for the most part, I feel like once you get to know people, you're pretty extroverted. Like your friends may see you as crazy, but romantic interest is like, you don't give them that energy. That crazy, wild, fun side of you has to be earned. It's not something that everyone gets to experience. Ooh, and then we have the Hierophant here. So I feel like you guys are very studious. You like to learn new things. You may be interested in learning languages, traveling as well with the 3 of Cups. That lets me know like you like to get active. So you may like to actually go, like maybe you like to watch videos of people cooking, but you actually like to travel places and you want to go on like a cross-country trip and actually taste different cuisines, or like this is an energy of whatever it is you're interested in, you'd like to see it and experience it as well. It's not just something that you kind of look up and things like that. Very studious though, like you actually like to learn. And when it comes to like, you know, the things that people would see as boring, like it fascinates you and it keeps you entertained. I don't feel like you guys get bored very often because there's always something you could look up or watch or do, because you have so many like varied interests. And people do not know how to win you over. Like I said, this is exactly what I was saying in the beginning. Very enigmatic you guys are. We have the Two of Cups here. People naturally feel attracted to you. But High Priestess in reverse, they don't know how to get from point A to point B. There isn't like a clear path. And I feel like you guys like it that way. You know, it's kind of like you built a moat around yourself and you're actually going to have to put into some effort. Some people will give up. Some people will say, okay, I want to proceed. And it's like, I feel like you guys do this intentionally. It doesn't feel like something that's unconscious. I feel like you either learn through experience or observation. It is better this way if I kind of like set things up, or if I don't allow myself to like really show my excitement and zeal and all of that right away to people who haven't earned it, because then they're going to get the wrong idea. And I feel like you guys, I'm getting Aquarian energy coming through. I'm getting you guys with this Giver card. It's like you truly are a giver. And once someone gets close to you, you know that you will give them a whole lot. So that's another reason why you kind of are more reserved, because it's like, no, not everybody gets that. No, I'm not going to baby you. You're not a child. I'm not going to treat you the same. And people are kind of salty about that. But with the World card, and that's the thing about the World card too. The World represents cycle completion, but not every cycle that you experience is a good one or pleasurable. So people see the World and they get excited because it's like, it is exciting. It's like, yeah, the tough times are finally over. You're about to like actually reap some rewards and experience good times, but it takes a while to get here. You know, the World isn't sunshine and rainbows. Like, yeah, you have to put in actual effort and work if you want to get in with you guys. If you guys have a current romantic interest, I'm specifically about to tap into how they see you real quick, just to get an energy of that as well. There's a plane going by. It's so freaking loud. You guys can probably hear it. It's that loud. Must be spirit. They ain't got some good engines. Be loud. You know how some cars like have loud engines? That's like spirit. Like that thing take off, it'd be like okay, I'm sorry. Like totally off topic. Bro, I cannot stand myself. Why did I just say that? But okay, so how does your person see you? So we have the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot in reverse. You know, it's really an embodiment of this energy, because it's like a blessing, but they don't know how to proceed. The thing about the Chariot is a symbol of confidence. Chariot is a symbol of like really moving forward pretty quickly as well. When we get Chariot energy, it represents things moving by rather quickly. But with the Six of Pentacles here, it's like they have the desire to move forward with you. They like you. They feel attracted to you. They feel like there's many layers to you. And at the end of the day, they feel like you're a blessing. That's how it's coming through. Like you're a blessing. But Chariot in reverse, they don't know exactly how to move forward with you, and they don't want to offend you. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. They feel like that conquering energy isn't really going to work with you. Even if you like masculine energy in friendships and relationships, like this person kind of feels like they can't just do their same old tricks and like just conquer you. Like you're not someone to be conquered, like, or that can be conquered in that way. You actually have to get to know me, and this is going to be like a pretty like step-by-step experience. There's no fast track. you know? And it's like, if you really want it, you'll put in that work. And I feel like they're willing. Three of Wands, that's an energy of someone expecting things to move forward. So they have a pretty good self-concept when it comes to you, which is good, because that lets me know like they genuinely feel like they can move forward with you, or they can figure you out. So love that energy, especially if it's like I said, a romantic interest, because they're not giving up. They want to keep going. And I feel like even if you guys had a moment where it's like, okay, things had to simmer down, like because we weren't really understanding each other, or I'm still low-key laughing about that noise I made. But I feel like, you know, even if you guys had a period of time where it's like you kind of like messed up your footing, or they may have, you know, done something that wasn't really good on your end, like if they crossed the line, stepped over a boundary, or like they tried to make you jealous or something, like they went about it the wrong way, a way that, you know, they would go about like a Valentine's special. If they tried to Valentine's special you, they realize now that ain't gonna work. So now they're coming back with a different approach. So all right, let's keep going. How romantic interest, your crush, how do partners see you? Spirit, please tell me how people see group one. One of these just flipped over. We got the femme fatale. I am not even a little bit surprised. Ooh, there's another one that flipped with it too. And the rescuer, what the heck? You see? This is why people are freaking confused. It's, you guys, I can't. Rihanna is just, for me, and it doesn't help that she's so much in the media these days, because she's always my example, my first example that I go to. But if you've seen like videos or pictures, like you'll see like Rihanna is such a femme fatale, right? Because the way that she treats like these men or people that she's done with, or even like the media, like her I don't give a attitude that she has towards things that she just refuses to care about because people feel like she should. And then the difference you see, like you'll see like little videos of her with kids and her hugging them and being patient with them and playing with them and, you know, being cutesy and things like that. And that's what confuses these guys about her. And that's how I feel with your energy. It's like you're a rescuer. You're someone who will be there for you, who will help you out, who will, you know, try to get you to your peak, your best. But at the same time, there's a femme fatale energy, like a dark feminine energy where it's like, yeah, like I'm sweet, but also don't get it twisted, because you're just gonna get yourself hurt, and that's not my fault. You know what I mean? I'm gonna read the light and dark attributes of both of them. Even though this would be more of like a light attribute reading, I'm just gonna say them both. So light attributes, it says highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when dependency is rejected. Shadow attributes, inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. So I feel like you have big goals, and at the end of the day, you will do what you need to do to get to the top as well. Like, and if you're like a true, like if you're female and you identify as a woman, if you're like cis, these men probably are so thrown off by the fact that you will say no to a relationship if you're really working on like your career and things like that. If you're busy, like you won't even put yourself out there like that for anyone to get disappointed. And honestly, this kind of changes over time. Like we learn how to balance both so we can have like a well-balanced life and kind of have everything. But especially when you were younger, or if you're young right now, I feel like you may be in that position, and guys are just so confused, like, what? You're not demonetized over me? Like you're not gonna beg for a relationship with me? Like you're telling me to get out and you're sending me home with a sandwich? You don't want me to stay and cuddle? You know, like they're so thrown off. Rescuer, light attributes of this: provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Shadow attributes: assume that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued ones needy. Yeah, and I felt a little bit of that with the giver energy that we were getting before, where it's like when people do get close to you, it's kind of like you got to put up a lot of blocks in the beginning, because when people do get close to you, like they really can take advantage if they want to, and that's why you really spend time making sure people are good people, making sure people are who they say they are before you let them get that close to you, because you know you will sacrifice a bit for the people that you care about. So you make sure that they're good people before you allow them to even get to that point. We got the betrayal card, and honestly I knew this was gonna come out, which is so funny, but is there one step to here? No, there isn't. The betrayal card honestly is that energy I was feeling before, where people are just shocked that you will choose yourself over them or your career over them. Like, a lot of people have this view of themselves that they feel like they're so amazing that people are just going to drop their lives and completely change just for a relationship. And I feel like you guys value relationships, but you also don't value it to a toxic extent. And you may have learned that through experience. Yep, we got the Ruins card that just came out. Like, I feel like you guys are a good balance of masculine and feminine, a good balance of light and dark, because with this Ruins energy, this is like that good girl gone bad energy for Rihanna. You know, one day she was talking about her umbrella, the next day she was on the news getting in a scuffle, you know what I mean? And that changed her as a person. And where she was like the pop queen, the good girl, then she went all, you know, S&M on everybody and shook the world. And that's the energy I feel with you guys. Like, you have a realistic worldview, but you are still a lover. But I feel like you choose where your love goes consciously. You know, I'm not going to give this romantic partner an unreasonable amount of love that they haven't earned, for one. And for two, I'm not going to baby you like you're a kid. The love that I give to a kid, yeah, is different than the love that I give to you. And that's how it should be. And then we have illusions and mystery. So again, I feel like you guys are really an enigma. People have a hard time understanding you, getting to know you, getting close to you, winning you over. But once they do win you over, I feel like you don't, there's nowhere you won't go, nothing you won't do, you know, to show people that you love them, care about them, and to help them. But illusions and mystery, it's like you're sweet with kids, but cutthroat with them. They don't get it. They're like, what? This person is so mysterious. They're very much so an enigma. I love your spread, group one. This was really, really fun for me. That is what I have for you. That is how romantic interests see you, how your crush romantic interests see you as well. You already know. You can hit me up on Etsy if you want your own private tarot reading, but that was your reading, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 2 with the Star Tarot and the green zebra stone, this is your reading. We're getting into how romantic interest your crush partner see you. Let's get right into it. Spirit, tell me, how do romantic interest, this person's crush, how do romantic partners see them? How do people view them? How do people take their energy? Ooh. Ooh. Now this is interesting. Okay. My eyes first go to here. We have discreet and free spirit. This is a little bit of tea for some of you. At least one of you out there has been in a discreet relationship where nobody else knew. Like, you really had a sneaky link for real. Or this may honestly even be an energy of you being with someone even though you were married or they were married, and perhaps you didn't know that they were married at first, but for some reason people feel like you can keep a secret and they get a very seductive, attractive energy for you. With free spirit, it says, I follow my own path. So they feel like to a degree you're a bit unconventional. So they feel like you'll entertain something that is also a bit unconventional. And then we have discreet. I like to keep my business to myself. Also, this is just on a personality level, where it's like, you know, people may share, but, you know, you don't share. I don't know. Some people get around other people and they immediately start exposing themselves. And I never understood that. Like me personally, there isn't very much that I'm personally embarrassed about. So I will share things, but I'm not going to share something that genuinely shouldn't be shared, you know? And there's just people out there that they just get to talking and sharing, thinking that sharing is caring. And next thing you know, they get exposed, or everybody knows their business. But with you guys, I feel like you take in a lot and you know how to perfectly interact in a conversation to where people feel like you're involved, and it almost tricks their brain into thinking that this is a safe space, even though it probably is a safe space. The other, I feel like you guys have really good quality character. The cards that came up for you are really good and solid. But people just kind of like feel like you're someone that can keep a secret. We got polite and patient, but I don't feel like you guys share your own business too much. I'm polite. I'm always courteous and respectful. Patient. I don't mind waiting for what I want. So I feel like you guys are really patient with people. When someone goes off, I don't feel like you immediately match their energy. I feel like you kind of do a lot of observing as well. So when someone goes off or they lose their patience, you already know why they're going off. And if it doesn't have anything to do with you, you're not taking it personally. And it's like, if someone's in a conversation with you and you can see them kind of escalating, you don't escalate with them just because they're, you know, getting upset or getting angry. It's just like, you look a mess. You know what I mean? Like, people would just get so angry, upset or whatever, and, you know, just kind of like fall apart, and you're just like keeping your cool. I feel like you guys have a really good center. Now we have competition and considerate. So I feel like you guys aren't afraid of going for what it is that you want. I feel like this is an energy of, you may have done sports when you were younger or in the workplace. You actually already know what it is that you want. So it's like you kind of take initiative, but I don't feel like you disrespect people, step on their toes. I don't feel like a cutthroat type of energy. But I definitely get an energy here of someone who's not afraid to say what they want and go for what they want. So like, you're working at a place 3 months in, you're having a conversation with your manager that you initiated, like, you know, I want to go here, you know, you're kind of keeping, like, getting the ball rolling on what you see for yourself and what you want for yourself, you know, instead of just kind of taking whatever comes. So it's like an interesting energy. It's competitive in the sense that you will go for what it is that you want, but still considerate. You're not going to cross people, step on them. Like, I feel like you're pretty fair. Competition, I like to keep up with the Joneses. Considerate, I'm always thinking about others. And then we have decisive, emotional, and book smart. This is interesting. You guys may be a water sign, or you may have an important like water sign placement. Emotional and decisive. I feel like once you make your mind up, you make your mind up, but it feels like it comes from an emotional space. I feel like you guys really honor how you feel. Like, if something made you feel bad, like, no, that felt like shade. I'm not just going to say that's a coincidence. I'm not going to talk to this person anymore. I'm not going to give them second and third chances and fourth and fifth chances. And honestly, it may have, like, you may have gotten to this place through experience. You know, you may have given yourself, and they didn't appreciate you, or they didn't respect you. They didn't respect your boundaries, whatever. So now you're pretty decisive, because you're like, if I don't cut this at the root, it's going to turn into a bigger problem, or I'm going to end up, you know, really upset with myself, playing this scenario over and over and over again. So it's like, I just have to make my decision kind of right away. And no matter how people look at me, if they think that I'm a B, or if they think that I'm cutthroat, like, that's how I have to be. I have to honor my intuition. I have to honor my feelings now. Emotional, I can be real sensitive at times and react. Decisive, I make up my mind easily. So like I said, I feel like that came with experience. And then lastly, we have book smart. So you may have like a college degree, or you may have graduated and taken a lot of courses. Like, I feel like you guys aren't afraid to learn. I feel like you genuinely like to learn as well. I feel like you guys like routine and schedule. Like, now I'm hearing being indecisive makes me anxious. It's a Drake line. But with you guys, I feel like the bar before that is something about something's like women switching major, I don't know what I don't even remember now. But I feel like with you guys, you genuinely like routine. You genuinely like to learn more. You want to know. You want to do things correctly. Booksmart, I am educated and studious. So let's get into the tarot. Spirit, how do romantic interests, their crush, how do partners see group 2? How do people take their energy? Ooh, we got the Tower and the Knight of Pentacles. So you guys aren't afraid to recreate yourself. You're also not afraid of pain. I feel like you guys may like pain. You may have a lot of piercings and tattoos. It genuinely feels good to you. You don't have a problem with like doing something crazy with your hair. You'll bleach it and have it fry all off, and then you'll cut it, go bald, and still be happy. Like you don't care. Whatever's going to lead you to happiness, you will make that decision. You will do it. Whereas other people may be like, that's insane. I can't do that. Like, you're not afraid to end things. You're not afraid to walk away from things. You're not afraid to start all over. And through this Tower, you have a lot of expansion. So people kind of see you as unpredictable, a little bit kind of chaotic, a little crazy. But someone with a lot of potential, someone who's stood up against all the odds in some way, somehow made it out. Like people, if they know your story, like what you've been through or what you've done in your life, they would genuinely be shocked that you accomplished all of that or that you were able to do that at a young age. I'm not going to take all of those. There's like half the deck trying to fall out. Two of Cups. That's crazy because I was literally just thinking I should ask Spirit if they have a crush, how does the crush see them? And then the Two of Cups literally came out, which is funny because group 1 got the Two of Cups that came out when I asked exactly that question as well. Like, how does their actual crush feel about them? How does their crush see them? Your crush sees you as someone who's very sweet. I get a lot of Pisces energy with this as well, where it's like they kind of feel like you have a lot going on underneath the surface. We have the Prince of Wands in reverse and the Hanged One. Your crush doesn't feel like they really know you. They want to get to know you. And I'm getting a very sexual energy to here, to be honest. I feel like they're very attracted to you and your energy. Like they feel like there's so much they don't know about you and they want to know more. Like honestly, I feel like a lot of people as well, oh my God, they're like fascinated by you. And that can be frustrating for you. You may have been, you may have found frustration in that because it keeps people watching you, always looking at you, sending you signs and signals. Like you can feel the tension, you can feel the energy, but it's like, almost like it's so fun to watch you and just watch the unicorn, just unicorn, that, you know, it can kind of like leave people a little bit stuck, like just kind of stuck staring at you or stuck in amazement by you. Because Prince of Wands in reverse is kind of like, I just want to let them be. I just want to observe. I just want to watch. I'm like, this is not an energy of someone who has like these major plans like, oh, I'm in a super action-oriented energy. But we're also asking like, we were asking like how they see you, not necessarily what they're going to do. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But they definitely feel like they don't know you all the way. There's a lot more to get to know about you, to see, to explore when it comes to you. They're very naturally attracted to you. Honestly, people just want to make you happy. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. I also get an energy where people always feel like you have yourself together. Let me drink some water. They feel like you kind of know it all. They feel like you know all the answers. And they always assume that you're going to be okay no matter what. And again, that might not actually be the case. So you may find yourself kind of alone. But at the same time, it's like Ace of Pentacles, you've always been your support system. You've always made it through. So it's like you can do it all your own. But there is a little bit of a resentment here. I feel like when people ask you for things, it's a little bit triggering. Because you naturally already kind of give enough, you know what I mean? Like, so when people ask you for more or ask you for favors, immediately you just kind of feel like you're trying to use me, because it's like, you know what I'm going through. Why are you asking me for shit? Like, why are you trying to take from me? I feel like that's something you may experience. Seven of Swords, King of Swords in reverse. It's funny, I actually got a similar energy with group 1 too. In a way, people want to conquer you, but I feel like they don't know you. Here, it's not that, because that's what is the group 1 energy. Yours is a little bit different. People naturally want to get over on you and get close to you, because Two of Cups, you come across as really sweet. I don't feel like anyone actually follows through with that, because King of Swords in reverse, ultimately they get close to that and they realize like, oh, this isn't someone that can be taken advantage of. This isn't someone I can use. This isn't someone I can manipulate. So they usually end up walking away. Which is the thing, like, I've been on a date with a stone cold narcissist and he never called me again, because I'm not a great fit for narcissists, because I will call you out straight to your face. And it's not even like I'm going to bite your head off and be mean about it, but I'm going to ask you directly. I'm not going to ignore things. I'm not going to step around things. Especially if I'm on a fit, and my ladies, men, all of you guys, if you are on a first date with someone, do not attach value to that person at all. Meaning, be yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Why are you skating around? You don't even know if this person is worth your time, your energy, and attention. I'm not saying like go out of your way to be so real that you're offending people, but let's not not call people out when they deserve to, because we've already decided that this person is of value to us. They're showing you who you are. It's a first date. Call them out so they don't try it with the next one. You know what I mean? I just had to go on that little rant, because it's just like, ugh, so annoying. Like, why do we give these people passes and passes? I understand if you're non-confrontational, but a lot of these people do not deserve it. Like, they deserve to be called out, and you don't have to be like confrontational to call someone out. But I feel like a lot of people mistake your energy. Like, they feel like, ooh, Seven of Swords, like, that's a little bit of an energy, like, ooh, I could probably manipulate them, or I can turn them into an F-buddy and never offer them a relationship, and they're just going to be down forever. And it's just like, from your perspective, you're sweet, but at the same time, you ain't no dummy. You know what I mean? Like, you're smart, you're strong, and I feel like you've learned through experience how to be smart and strong, and you've been through a lot. Like I said, you know, people I feel like are genuinely surprised by your story. Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you guys are very much still learning. I don't feel like you guys have reached your peak at all yet. Like, there's so much for you to, still so much for you to experience, and the Heartbreaker card wanted to stay. I might end up hurting you is what it says at the bottom of this card. Yeah, and then at the bottom of the deck, about to pull from the Architect's deck, we got the Angel card. So I feel like you guys are very much so a saint, but also a sinner. An angel, but you can also be a demon. Like, you know, do not underestimate me type of energy. So we have the Detective, the Don Juan, and the Knight for your archetypes. I'm going to read the light and the dark attributes of the archetype so we can really get to know you. So how do people see you, Detective? You're someone, you can't lie to you. You're going to figure it out anyways. You'll ask the questions. That's another thing. Narcissists oftentimes get away with so much because usually they know how to get you interested or appear as attractive. And it causes you to kind of put your guards down. If your guards are up, if something is weird, you're going to honor that feeling. You're either going to act accordingly and you're going to cut the date short, or you're going to ask questions, put them in the hot seat, make them explain themselves. They don't get to just talk out the side of their neck all night and not have to explain anything. Like, if you're going to bullshit me, then you better be a pro bullshitter, because I'm going to ask you what you mean. And with you guys, I feel like you're a detective in a social media kind of way. Like, you can figure out if someone has a double life, but also someone who's very inquisitive, very smart. We got the Book Smart card for you, right? Yeah, we got the Book Smart card for you too. Okay, so Detective, light attributes of this one: great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Shadow attributes of this: voyeurism and falsifying information. So you may pervert information a little bit to confuse people and to piss them off because you are so smart. I feel like you're very intelligent. If you want to play mind games, you definitely can. We have Don Juan. The light attributes of this: spotlight, spotlights your positive seductive qualities, shadow attributes, using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. Ooh, so you may be someone where it's like, you'll flirt with the nerd if you gonna get the answers, like, period. And then we have the Knight. The light attributes of the Knight, loyalty, romance, and chivalry. A love of honor. Shadow attributes of this one: allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. This is interesting. I feel like you guys struggle in love because you really are superior. Like, I gotta just call a spade a spade. Your energy is really intelligent. And it is going to be harder for you to resonate with all sorts of people. But if you've really, you know, gone to school for it, or you've really experienced a lot that a lot of people haven't experienced, like, to some degree, you got to put respect on your name. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like Albert Einstein, for an example, very humble guy, good guy. But if he was a jerk, at the same time, he discovered electricity. So he would have the right to be like, girl, do you want light or to deal with this man? You know what I mean? Like, that was him, right? He, isn't that what he did? It's just an example anyways. You guys get it. You know, I feel like you really have been through a lot. Very intuitive as well. I feel like you guys have a lot of water sign placements because you really honor it. Earth sign placements too. You really honor your intuition. You almost take it as fact, you know. Like, if you're feeling something in your soul and your spirit, you're not going to ignore it. And even if you don't have the facts to back it up, yeah, we got the autopilot card. So like I said, wasn't I saying in the beginning, I feel like maybe that was group one. I'm mixing you two up now because there's similarities, but I feel like you guys do like routine. I feel like I said with you guys, autopilot. I feel like it's like autopilot, like in terms of intuition, like you've built a solid foundation of using and trusting your intuition, and you've seen where you've been correct enough times to where it's genuinely natural for you to depend on your intuition. But then also with this, I feel like this is also talking about how you like structure and facts, but also you honor your intuition, and that's like totally right brain, not very left brain. So we have passions and earth. I was just talking about earth sign energy as well as water sign energy. So I feel like you guys are very stable. You come across as very stable, dependable, someone people can depend on. And when they try to depend on you too much or ask too much of you, ask something that's not fair of you, I feel like you'll get them together. Like, you'll put them in their place. Like, I already give so much, or you're asking for too much. Like, I feel like you guys are very structured, very sweet, very nice, good, you know, romantic qualities to you. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you're not going to do the most and take advantage. It's just not happening. I'm not going for it. And then we have the passions card. So I feel like you're very passionate. I also feel like your passions change. You may have a little bit of an addictive personality, because I feel like from time to time, like one day you're interested in this, the next week you're interested in something totally different. Like, I feel like your interests do change, and what you're passionate about depends on a case-by-case basis, you know? Like, you're not gonna necessarily stand up for someone if they're getting chewed out, if they deserve it. You know what I mean? You're not such an advocate that you feel like everyone has to be nice all the time. It's like case by case basis. I choose my own battles, and a lot of people may think because you're a firecracker sometimes that means you're gonna be their personal little pit bull, and it's like, no. I will watch you get beat up and right in front of me. Probably not, but you know what I mean. That was your reading, group 2. You already know, per usual, you can check me out on Etsy. It's always linked in the description if you want a private tarot reading. But that is how people see you. That is how your crush sees you. That is what I have for you today, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 3 with the Finchonite Crystal Point and the Gilded Tarot Royale, this is your reading. We're getting into how romantic interests see you. How do your partners see you? How does your crush see you? Let's jump right into it. Spirit, can you tell me how people see group 3. How do romantic interest see group 3? Oh, let's get into it. You're definitely a work smarter, not harder type of person. Also, I feel like you're someone who definitely uses your assets to get more out of people. So like, for an example, if you come from like a family who has a lot of money, you use your connections to people to, you know, secure jobs or to get opportunities. Or if you have like a banging body, you may, you know, tap into your seducing energy a little bit to get what you want. We have the discreet card as well. So I feel like once you've kind of got someone, it's really too late. Sneaky at the bottom of the deck too. So I feel like people, there's definitely like a darkness around you, and it's a very attractive darkness. Let's see. I feel like this is you at your core. We have wealth builder, hero, and loving. Wealth builder says, I like building wealth. There could be some Capricorn energy there, or maybe you just honestly like to be, you know, you're not looking to live a simple life. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel luxurious, like tapping into your energy. I do feel like you guys do like the finer things. We did get the materialistic card that came out for you. It says, I must have the finer things in life. I just feel like you guys do not accept the bare minimum. I also feel like you do not accept anyone's, like you want their best effort. You really do require people to put their best effort forward. I just don't feel like you guys are going to go for it. Like if someone's trying to take the lazy route out, you can sniff that out right away and you just will not have it. We have hero, I will come in and save the day. And then we have loving, I care about everyone in a genuine way. So I feel like the connections that you guys have are very genuine. Like I feel like you really care about your friends. I feel like you're very loving. You love to be loved. You love to love. And with this hero card, I feel like people can always depend on you, but I feel like it has to be when they really need it. I don't feel like you're going to save people from something that they can handle themselves. So you may be someone who gives a little bit of tough love. But with you guys, I definitely get an energy where you'll save the day. Now, this is what had me tickled in the beginning because this came out with a materialistic card. I don't have the motivation is what it says. So you guys may be like a little like sleepy girl, sleepy boy. Your favorite activity may be to sleep. Definitely work smarter, not harder type of person. Like I was saying before, like if there's an easy way to get something done, you're going to take the easy way. You don't care about honor and whatever, like you really are going to work smarter, not harder. So if you can get someone to do something for you with your intellect versus grinding, you don't need this crazy come up story. Like you're going to do things as easy as possible on you. I don't feel like you want to worry your pretty little head about certain things either. Like it's an energy of you guys like, honestly, people are kind of here to serve me. Like you do feel like, you know, you're not meant to be like this super hard worker that just does everything for everyone, you know, and takes on all of the burden of life. Like you're someone who's like, no, I want to be pampered. I want luxury. I want to be taken care of. I want to be kept. And then we have discreet. I like to keep my business to myself. So I feel like not a lot of people know you, and there may be a lot of rumors about you. You know, people may run with different rumors about you because they can't actually get to know you. They can't actually get close to you. People don't actually know how you get from point A to point B, or how you get new things. Like, how did you get those new game or that new gaming system? How did you get that new bag? How do you get those nice things, you know? Like, how do you get that? I feel like you guys are least likely to have a job, but most likely to have the latest and greatest thing. And again, it's just like this work smarter, not harder energy. Like people feel like they kind of have to take care of you. And romantic interest specifically, like they know if they're going to be with you, they're going to have to spoil you. You may be an only child, or you may just be spoiled. That may be something that you've grown into as well. Like you've grown into a space where you want to be taken care of, and that's just what it is. You guys may be younger. We do have disorganized, and then immature came out as well. I'm petty and irresponsible. So honestly, I have a friend just like this, and I love her to death because she's so freaking funny. Like she's the type where she's like, I'm not the mature one. I'm not going to take the mature way out. Like, I forget what's her little saying that she says. She says something where it's like, I'm not going to be the bigger person. Like, I'll get right with you. And she is so funny. And she will be like, if someone's immature or petty with her, she'll be right back. So it is what it is. That's just your personality. And then we have disorganized. I can't seem to keep things in order. So I feel like you guys are still trying to figure your life out, and people kind of take you as someone who changes. Like, I feel like you may have a little bit of an addictive personality. Like, you may be interested in something new, like every couple of months. And then ultimately you come across as a happy person. We got the happy card. I'm a happy person by nature. So I feel like when you're in your most comfortable state, you're pretty happy. And then, like I said, at the bottom of the deck, we have sneaky. So people can't fully, you know, they feel like there's like secrets that you have that you don't tell people, like secret ways that you make money, or secret ways, like secrets that you know about certain people, secret things that you know about them. People also feel like it's really hard to keep a secret from you. Like, they feel like you already know. Some way, somehow, they know. Sneaky, I may be up to something behind the scenes is what it says. So I feel like you guys are really a wealth builder. I feel like you have connections that no one knows about. I feel like you know things that no one knows about. And for some of you, you're waiting for the perfect opportunity to, I'm not going to take these because I didn't even set my intention to get the information yet. Some of you guys, dang it, I kind of forgot what I was saying. Oh, you know information that you're going to use at the right moment. All right, Spirit, let me know how romantic interest, see them. Nine of Wands, someone with an intricate backstory, someone who definitely puts work in, someone who's been through a lot. So I feel like you guys may have taken on a lot of responsibility when you were younger. Like, you may have had to take care of your siblings or take care of the household. And now it's just like, I want to be pampered. I want to be lazy. I want a simple life. I want to be on an island somewhere drinking Mai Tais. Is that so wrong that I want to live, you know, life easy? Yeah, we got the Star card. That I want to be fulfilled. And that's the thing, I say it all the time. We live in such a masculine-oriented society that people will look down on you, like, if you're a housewife. People will look, and it's like, really, you do a lot of work. You take care of the whole household. You're taking care of everybody in that house, mind, body, and soul. You're responsible for your children. You're responsible for, you know, your partner or your husband. It's like you're keeping the household together, keeping it running, making sure certain bills are going to be paid. Sure, someone may bring in the money, but you make sure that they're paid. You also make sure that things happen on time. Without you, people aren't going to be able to get from point A to point B and keeping up with all their schedules. Like, there's a lot of work that you do, or a lot of work you're willing to do, but it's not something that society typically like respects. And it's really more in the Western world, to be honest, because Eastern culture has thrived off of like the traditional setting for years. And I feel like more so here in the West, like, we live a little bit differently. Like, if you live in the United States, like, we're definitely like equality based, etc. So if you're someone who openly admits, like, I want to be a housewife, I want to take care of the household, that's the role that I want to play, it's like people like don't respect it all the time. But to be honest, I don't feel like you guys even care. Usually I wouldn't take this many, but I get a feeling that there's definitely messages here for you guys. So let's see what we got. Yeah, we got the Ace of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Like, at the end of the day, you feel very deserving. You feel like you deserve the best of the best, and that's just what it is. Like, Wheel of Fortune, I have put in my work. The thing about the wheel is, you know, there's so much. It's kind of like the World card. Like, everyone gets excited when they see the World card because, yeah, it represents cycle completion. So if you're going through a hard time, you're about to escalate to that next level, and the hard part is about to be over. But just like the World card, the Wheel of Fortune also represents you've been through some tough phases and some tough things in life. So right now, yeah, you do want to be pampered. And I feel like if people really knew what you've been through, they'd have more respect for that. But some people see you today and they just assume that, oh, you know, you haven't been through anything, or you're still young, or, you know, they may have this like old mentality of masculine energy is what gets you, you know, respect, and is what's honorable. Like, working yourself to death is like, you know, respectable. And it's like, that's not respectable. It's not. It's silly. It's silly to make yourself a slave to the man to the point where all you do is, you know, carry the burden of the workforce or a job or the country, and at the end of the day, no one cares. Seriously. They take it for granted. There's no medal in that. You don't get a medal when you retire. They don't send you home with no gold medal. And as soon as your body starts to give out, they really be trying to replace you. So we got the King of Pentacles and the Moon. So I feel like you guys know that you want luxury, you want the best of the best, but you don't know how you're going to get there. People see you as very determined, and very much so determined to have the best of the best. They feel like you have a high concept of yourself as well. And this may come off as a bit cocky, or what's the other word? I don't know, just like, you know, kind of people don't know, because did we get the discreet card for you guys? Yeah, I like to keep my business to myself. So I don't feel like you've shared your 9 of Wands. I don't feel like you've shared the story of what you've been through. You don't care to earn people's respect. You're living your life for you. I love this energy. I love this energy. And don't make anyone make you feel guilty for not wanting to be a workhorse and a slave for them. You know? We got the Death card in reverse and the Four of Swords. So there's a lot of things that you still think about, a lot of pain that you still have. And as determined as you are, there's a slight sadness behind your eyes. I really do feel. Death card in reverse, there's some things you haven't processed, or some things that you just can't forget about. And it's like, now, for an example, if this is in a relationship sense, yeah, now you want to be taken care of. You want to be nurtured. You don't want to go through another relationship where you have to mother or father your partner, or where you have to pick up all the slack or pay for, you know, everything just to have their company. Like, you want someone who's going to take care of you now. And I feel like that still sits with you. Four of Swords, I feel like you've taken enough time to process and reflect on it to know that you deserve more, and to actually, you know, go for that shamelessly. But some of the things that you've been through, like, you still haven't forgot about, and it still weighs on you. Okay. King of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse. People don't know how you do it, but they're mystified. I feel like people really have a hard time understanding you as well. And I feel like it's just because Knight of Swords in reverse, you don't really let anyone in to know your story. Knight of Swords in reverse, we got a lot that came up for Swords. And Swords is all about communication. And I don't feel like you care to tell people, this is what I've been through, and prove it to people, like, why you deserve certain things. You just know that you deserve it, and you're just like, listen, if the girls that get it, and the girls that don't. Like, you either understand and you're gonna ride the wave with me, or I don't care, I'm not gonna listen to you. Like, my life, how I want to live my life should not disturb or affect you, because it's my life. And I'm not begging you to be in it, so why are you mad? That's a you problem. And it really is. People need to mind their own business a lot more nowadays. So Four of Pentacles, I feel like you guys are a bit selfish. Five of Pentacles, it's because you're saving, and because you're also used to not having anything at all. I feel like you guys may come from very humble beginnings financially, like I said, where you had to take care of your siblings, or where you had to take care of other people. And you know, it's like, I did my part, I earned my right. So let me see, Spirit, can you specifically tell me how their crush sees them? If you have a crush right now, I'm gonna see how they see you specifically, versus how all romantic partners see you. They see you as a bit spoiled. They don't really understand you. You have the Teacher. And the Wounded Child, you see? People, I told you guys, like, there's a sadness behind your eyes, whether or not you're aware of it. You know, it's like you'll be smiling, but people can see that there's pain, or there's stuff that you've been through. You may make, like, just the smallest bit, like the smallest comment, that if you pay enough attention, there's depth to what you say, and there's depth to that statement in it, and it's deep, and it kind of reveals a little bit of what you've been through and who you are. The Wounded Child, the light attributes of the Wounded Child awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. So you guys may have a soft spot specifically for people who have like humble beginnings like you as well. I'm also hearing foster. You may have been someone who was in the foster system, or you may have like an affinity towards foster. You may have always wanted to foster a child, or you may feel connected or like have a soft spot specifically for foster children or children in the system. Even children that just have really bad parents, where it's like CPS is always called and it's always some drama and BS that you have to go through. That's very triggering for you to see kids have to experience high levels of distress at a young age, or heavy burdens. Opens the learning path to forgiveness was the last sentence of the light attribute. Shadow attributes: blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resist moving on through forgiveness. You may, well, we did get the death card in reverse, and Four of Swords. That's crazy that we got that, and then we got the shadow attributes of the child wounded, saying essentially the same things. There may be some people that you still haven't forgiven. There may be still some things that you're holding on to. People wouldn't know that unless they really got to know you, though, so. And then we have the teacher, light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Shadow attributes of this one: manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits, and destructive skills. So, you know, yeah, I kind of struggle with this personally as well, because, you know, in my personal backstory, I always like to give personal experiences. In my backstory, I was definitely taken advantage of by older masculines, you know. And through that, it's kind of like when you put someone or something under pressure, it's going to conform. Just like when you think of, like, you know, a variant, you know, that comes to be because there's something trying to suppress it. So yeah, they got me in the first half, but best believe I learned how to use what they wanted so bad for me to get what I wanted. And I struggle when I see women who are like weak or really going through it, or really under, like, in a cycle with masculines specifically. That's like my soft spot. And I struggle with, like, not telling them, like, this is how you fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? I struggle with not befriending, you know, women who are going through it, or feminines who are pouring their heart out to someone who doesn't deserve it, and helping them get up, and you know, that's like my soft spot. You know, I want to make a baddie out of everyone. We have the Rebel card. Light attributes of this one: challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. Interesting. You may have some church hurt too. You may have experienced something in the church that really affected you. Because it says reject spiritual system that do not serve inner needs. So if there's a system that is built to make you a certain kind of person so that other people can benefit off of you, you reject that. And then the shadow attributes of this: rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. So to be honest, like, you may, you know, go up against someone just to make an example out of them, to show them that you cannot mess with me. So now, yeah, I am going to take it too far. But if you're going to say I'm a B, call me out of my name, and treat me like I'm being mean to you, I'm going to show you what mean looks like. And then also, if you just, you know, you may get triggered from time to time from authority or people that try to control you, because I feel like you've had to recreate yourself so much that everything that you've experienced has brought you to the space where you know, like, you deserve the best of the best, and you won't accept anything less than that, because that's gotten you taken advantage of. But I feel like you guys may get really pissed off, like, just to see someone trying to control you in general, and you may rebel, even if it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know how, like, when you're excited and, you know, you're hype, you're in a good mood, and someone tells you, like, calm down, or grow up, act like an adult, when you're just, you know, allowing your inner kid to shine, and, you know, just being playful and having fun. It can be so irritating. And on the wrong day, it may bring out, like, the inner bee in you, and you may choose someone out, like, you know, and really get right there with them. I feel like that may be like a little bit of a trigger for you guys sometimes too. But yeah, that is how romantic interests see you. I feel like we really got into your psyche a little bit here. This one was really interesting. You guys already know my Etsy is always linked in the description. If you want a private tarot reading, you can always check me out there. But that was your reading. That is what I have for you guys today, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 4 with the black and white zebra stone and the Crystal Visions Tarot, this is your reading. We're getting into how romantic partners, your crush, how previous partners, how do romantic interests see you? Start here, get some archetypes, and we'll just build from there. Spirit, tell me, how do romantic interests, their crush, romantic partners, how do they see them? How do they see group 4? How do they perceive group 4's energy? Ooh. I feel like you guys are kind of a hopeless romantic. I feel like you really, okay. I feel like you guys really relish in being loved. This is so funny. So first of all, we have taker, scammer, and considerate. So if they'll give it, you'll take it. But I feel like you're naturally considerate of people's feelings. I feel like you do your best to consider, okay, let me not, oh no, okay, this is what it is. I feel like you equally give, but people are surprised that you take as much as you give. And honestly, we live in a society where it's like, it's almost like people expect you to be okay with accepting less. And you guys, I feel like you give as much as you take, but you definitely receive a lot. It's nothing for me to finesse you into giving me what I want. So you guys may be a little bit of a brat, someone who knows how to get what it is that you desire out of people, and you have no issue doing what it is that you need to do or tapping into that side of yourself. We also have taker. I don't mind taking as long as you're giving. So if someone's going to give it, you're going to take it. I feel like you guys have really mastered the art of giving and receiving as well. Like tapping into this energy, especially divine feminine, struggles so much with being in their receiving energy, which is crazy because that's their natural energy. Like that's, you know, their natural disposition. But with you guys, you're definitely, I feel like you know what you deserve. And you're definitely going to make sure you're receiving. Otherwise, I feel like you're out of there, to be honest. We have considerate. I'm always thinking about others. So I feel like you guys are considerate of people's feelings. But people, you know, because of how we kind of move as a society, people, like I said, expect you to naturally not take as much as you give. You know what I mean? And people are kind of shocked, you know, that you're not exalting them and putting them on a pedestal and treating them like a king or a queen without equal reciprocity. I also feel like you guys are very mutable. You may be a mutable sign, or you may have some like very prevalent mutable sign placements in your chart. We have unknown and creative. I feel like you guys kind of morph into whatever you need to in order to get something done. I'm seeing I feel like it's I want to say a salamander. Is that what that thing was in I can't even remember the movie, Monsters Inc., that could like morph into like, you know, different colors and things like that, so it could be invisible or blend in with the environment. I think that's a salamander. That's the energy I get with you guys, where you're very mutable. You can turn into whatever you need to in order to get what it is that you want. Unknown. We don't really know each other yet. People feel like you're a hard case to crack. They also, I keep hearing not average, like you're not average in some way. Like either you're like more intuitive than most people, you seriously have some serious psychic gifts, you may be like just extremely physically pretty, have a very nice body, like exaggerated curves where it's like your body is just naturally perfect. You just have like a high metabolism. You don't even have to work for it. Something unnatural about you, like an unnatural beauty or an unnatural gift you have as well. I like creating works of art from my imagination is what it says on creative. And then we have book smart. This is actually the first card that came out for you guys. It says, I am educated and studious. So I feel like you guys like to study people specifically though. I feel like you like to study people. So it's like hard for people to get to know you and you're low-key studying them and you're not putting off like a reckless energy where someone could like really get to know you and see you for who you truly are, because I feel like you go into things with your own intention. Like, I want to get to know you. Ooh, now this is interesting. This is the first group this happened with. I feel like I'm tapping into your energy at 2 different points in your life. You know, you may have been someone who was super considerate, you had a bad relationship, now you've learned to receive or take, and now, you know, you have learned to get what you want out of people with that scammer card, and it's like kind of unknown what you're going to get day to day, because you could turn up as the older version of yourself or the newer version of yourself, or this could be vice versa. You know, you could have been a cheater in the past, but now you're dedicated. You know, maybe in the past you were like someone who really needed your partners to feel jealous over you in order to feel wanted, and now you're more dedicated. Once you commit, you really commit. But there's so clearly like a contrasting timeline here. Cheater, I like to have my cake and eat it too. Dedicated, I only have eyes for you. So like I said, super, super contrasting energy. Also, it depends on the person. I feel like sometimes you know, have these phases where you don't take people very seriously. So it's not that you're a cheater per se, because you're not even technically committed to these people, but you do make them kind of feel like they're the only one, perhaps by omitting the fact that there are other people in the picture. And when people kind of drop hints, because it's kind of rare, well, I won't say it's rare, but a lot of people try to dance around it because they don't want to seem pressed, and it works in your favor, because if someone asks, like, you're probably talking to other dudes, you just kind of be silent and you just kind of joke around with them and keep it pushing, like, to the next thing. Like, if you're not going to ask me all the way, I'm not going to tell you. So I don't feel like it's an energy of like, you know, you like lying to people like, oh no, I'm not talking to anyone. I feel like you just omit the truth. Like, if you're not boss enough to ask, you're not boss enough to know. But it depends like on the phase or the energy that you're in your life, how you're feeling, whether or not you're going to really dedicate yourself to one person, or if you're going to open yourself up to other people. Like I said, this could be like a timeline thing, or this could be like literally, it just kind of depends on what you're feeling. Any other messages from this deck for them, Spirit? How romantic interests, see them. We got reliable and awareness. So I feel like you guys are very self-aware. I feel like you know yourself, and you know sometimes you're, you know, maybe more on the conservative side where you're more considerate of your feelings, more reserved when it comes to like your own self-preservation and protection. And you're aware when you're in a space where you can give to other people. Awareness, I know you, but you don't know me yet. Yeah, you know that you're perceived a certain kind of way, and that may not necessarily be who you truly are or how you truly are. I'm also getting a heavy energy with you guys, group 4, where people do not know what you're capable of. And it's not in a scary way, because it's literally undetected. You're that good. Reliable, you can count on me to always be there. So I feel like, you know, I feel like you guys kind of set a solid enough expectation for people. Like, you know, you gotta notice the red flags, and honestly, you know, we're all responsible for our own selves at this point in the journey. I've had to set boundaries with family, really, really close family, that I would never say no to. And it's because, like, especially through like the pandemic, you know, like I really learned self-preservation, and I can't be there for everybody because I got to take care of my own household, you know what I mean? And with you guys, I feel like it's the same way. Like, you got to take care of yourself, you know? I say you're probably talking to other people and you giggled. I have a personal choice. I'm either going to ask you the question directly, or I have to deal with potentially the answer being the one that I wouldn't want to be true. And you take it as that's your responsibility. That's not my responsibility. And I feel like, you know, you learn that through experience, because, you know, you've been the same way where you wouldn't ask things directly. And so you wouldn't get a direct answer. We got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands in reverse. I feel like you guys are turning a new leaf in terms of career. People are seeing you as more serious about your money and preservation these days. Like in the past, you may have been like someone who wasn't very conservative, you know, now you may actually keep cash on hand, or you may make sure you, every time you go to the store, you get like, you know, some water. So in case anything happens, like I feel like a more serious energy when it comes to your finances and stability. Page of Wands in reverse, I also see that you really know yourself, which I felt, I mean, even in the beginning, very preservative of your energy and where you put your energy and time. I feel like you guys know your patterns, and you know that you may have a little bit of an addictive personality. So if you just so happen to be like for me personally, I'm in a good space. I personally have an addictive personality. Right now I'm addicted to making matcha. But in the past, I've gone through phases where I was addicted to going to the casino, and you know, I'm sure you can guess, you know, where that went. I don't have that addiction no more. I learned my lesson with that one quick. So yeah, you guys, I feel like you're the same. A lot more knowledge of self. So you come off as very wise and sure of yourself. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to ask Spirit specifically how your crush sees you. If you have a crush right now, like if you have someone specifically on your mind, how do they see them, Spirit? Can you tell me how their crush views them? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. No new friends though. We have the Nine of Cups and the Empress, but Three of Cups in reverse. Ain't shit sweet, no new friends. I'm not happy-go-lucky. I don't want to party with everybody. I don't consider everyone to be trustworthy and a friend. And I feel like you genuinely were someone who was more of a giver before. Like I said, I'm definitely tapping into two different timelines. I feel like you were someone who thought everyone was a friend at first, or you were just someone who was like truly innocent until proven guilty. Not even that you considered everyone to be a friend per se, but you weren't hyper suspicious of everyone, super conservative of your energy, your resources. I keep getting those words coming through, conservative and preserving. I keep saying them. Those aren't even words that I typically use. So yeah, you guys, I feel like that's specifically. Also, don't be embarrassed about your political standing. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I'm non-political, so I'm not for either party. But if you're conservative, that's nothing to be ashamed about. Like literally, be proud of who you are. We all have free will and free choice. Don't let nobody bully you just because you're conservative, regardless of the clowns in the party. Because hey, let's be real, there's clowns in all parties. Okay, all parties got their clown nose on. Okay, especially of late in the last few years, all parties got their clown nose in their big boots, looking like Goofy himself. Anyways, we got the Nine of Cups and the Empress here. So people see you as like the divine mother, you know. And I love the Empress because she's an embodiment of the dark feminine and the light feminine. You know, she's sweet. You know, she's pregnant on this card. The Empress in the tarot deck is typically pregnant, but also she sets the tone. She knows what she deserves, and it's not like she commands it like, you will give me this. Like maybe the Queen of Swords will really get on your ass. Like the Empress is more like, I deserve it, therefore she genuinely attracts it to her. And then we have the Nine of Cups, so very sure of yourself. You very much so love yourself as well. Some people even get offended by that. It's crazy. Like your energy is it can be triggering for some people, but this was specifically for your crush. So they see you as a baddie. They see you as someone who has the ability to absolutely wreck them, but also absolutely love them naturally. And then we have the Nine of Cups, so you seem like you don't need them. And Three of Cups in reverse, even if you find them cute, you're not going to give them your heart and soul immediately, and they know that. We have the Justice card. They know they have to take the proper route to get to know you, to get close to you, all of that. And the Eight of Pentacles, honestly, you've accomplished a lot on by yourself, and it's just kind of like, you know, whether you want to take this journey or not with me is not my concern. Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck in reverse. I'm not going to lose sleep. I'm not going to be hurt by it. I'm going to be okay on my own. Even if I would prefer to be with you, like I'm going to be okay on my own. So anyone who has a crush on you for that matter, yeah, has to be in King of Wands position. They can't be no insecure little, you know, scared. And like, if you're scared, don't bother. If you're scared, don't waste my time. Don't approach me. I don't even want to be bothered because I'm not going to baby you. Even though I'm the divine mother, I baby children, not little girls, not little boys, like, you know, who are actually grown but want to be mothered still. All right, let's go back. So how do romantic interests see them? How does their energy come across? How do people see them? We got the dilettante and the judge. Ooh, yeah, your energy can be a little harsh, you guys. People, it's just so sure and confident. Sure and confident in yourself and your own capability. And, you know, people love when they can build you up, because that also means that they can tear you down. But because you build yourself up and you genuinely don't need, like, you know, someone to pat you on the butt and feed you a baba and make it all better, like, you know, they actually have to bring value to the relationship, to the table. And honestly, this is a good thing, because anyone who's unworthy, doesn't have anything to give, is going to naturally exit, you know, themselves out of the chat. The judge, light attributes of this one, balancing justice and compassion. Exactly. I feel like it's, in the grander scheme of things, well balanced. Managing the fair distribution of power. Shadow attributes of this, though, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. So you may have connections in high places, or you may know how to finesse the system. We did get the, didn't we get, oh no, that was for group 3. You guys, group 3 got the scammer card. I was like, damn. If you chose group 3, no shade, but you know that was funny. But yeah, for you guys tapping into your energy, you may like be really street smart. And then also offering only destructive criticism. You may be really highly critical of other people, but I feel like it's with reason. Like, honestly, people these days, especially in a relationship sense, want you to like build them up when they're not worth building up. Like, you're not a good person. So no, I'm not going to tell you that you are. Like, heavy on the delusion I've seen nowadays in the dating scene. And I feel like you're a little bit like sharp with your tongue, not in a mean, aggressive way where you're going out of your way to bring people down, but like, you're not going to tell somebody, oh my God, yeah, you're so considerate, you're so sweet, when they're an asshole. Like, no, you're not. And then the dilettante, light attributes, delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuit. So I feel like you have a story and you have no issue sharing that story. I feel like you've been through a lot. You may have had like an actual addiction that has been really harmful. Like, it could be like mine, you know, with the casino, or it could be something like, you know, something more serious. Shadow attributes, pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. Ooh, so you may know how you come across, and you may use that to kind of make people feel like you know a lot more. Like, you know, you may use it to scare people a little bit. So say you're one of the spiritual world, spiritual boys, right? People know that you're very spiritual, so you may say like something eerie just because someone does something that you don't agree with, that scares them, and it's really like not that serious. Like, so for an example, someone may say, oh, I'm going to do this spell, and you may, you know, not know anything about that spell. And just because you don't resonate with it, you may say like, you better watch out with those like that. That's nothing to play with. But really, it's like nothing you know anything about, low-key. So, and then we have networker, and it's crazy because immediately with this networker card, I felt like a spiritual energy with this. Like, you may see spirits, communicate to spirits. You may, you know, hear spirits and things like that. Networker, light attribute, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow attributes of the networker, conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. So you guys may be a little pretentious with the stuff that you know. Like, you may use it to keep people where you want them. Because you've been through so much and you're very spiritual, like, you may, you know, this is like, you are street smart, so you take someone, you know, to the hood just because you're street smart, even though it's still very much so dangerous. Like, just because you know how to, or you've gotten through some shady situations, like, you may seek out danger almost to prove something, like, to yourself. Low key. Ooh, and then we got rejection and autopilot. So again, that no new friends energy. Your energy honestly does come off a little more cold, which is surprising with the Empress card. Like, people are a little bit intimidated by you. They definitely feel like you know a lot. And it's funny because at the bottom of the deck we have security. So I feel like ultimately all you want is security, but here's the kicker. You can find security yourself. You know, Eight of Pentacles, you've already built a solid foundation. Page of Pentacles, you're starting to take your finances more seriously. So it's true, like you don't need anyone. You don't. But you know, this independence may hurt you at sometimes too. Any other messages for group 4? We got a stack that came out for you guys. Okay, let's see. We have options and challenges. Yeah, it definitely seems like you guys have options and you've been through challenges. So I get like a no holding back energy. Honestly, you're going to do what makes you happy. We have defenses. So I feel like you guys really have your guard up. We have the Love card. You're very easy to love. It's easy for people to fall for you, but it gives like a femme fatale energy. And then we have the Community card. So I feel like you attract the connections that you need to you. You know how to get close to people if you want to, but it can be a blessing and a curse, you know, to other people. I definitely get like this energy of you having the ability to build people up, but destroy them for sure. That's what I got for you, group 4. How romantic interests see you, your crush sees you, partners see you. You already know, per usual, you can always find me on Etsy if you need a private tarot reading. But that is what I have for you guys today, and I'll talk to you soon.